Hey everyone, this is Dad's Toys and Things, and in this episode, I'm gonna answer two questions, and one of them is about this setup that I have for my sump pump. The common question is, how is it? It's been 10 months or so, and I would say it's okay. It's working fine. I had no issues with it. As you can see, I have this mirror right here, so I can see if the charging light and the working light is on, and I can see if there's anything wrong with it. So if I look at it and one of them is off, I know that something is wrong. Now, I also have this on this wood. So far, it's run quite a few times, but I don't see any issue with the setup. However, let me just do something here. As you can see, the temperature of the battery is about 26, or the inverter is 26, but I'm gonna check the actual temperature of the unit. I got it here as 22, 19. There you go, about 22, and the battery is about 18, right? So what happens if I run it? Now I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Let me see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug this. There you go. See, as you can see now, it's on the battery, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna manually simulate, and it's running. As you can see, it's about, yeah, about quite the same, 20, even when it's running. You can see it's running right now, and it stopped. Well, there's not a lot of water in the pump, in the pit, so I can't really say that that's very scientific, but for that short run, I didn't really notice any change in the temperature of the inverter, whether it got hot. As you can see, this thing is still about 20, 25, fluctuating, but that's fine. 24, from 22 to 24, that's not bad at all. Okay, so let me plug this back in, and should go to charge. And you can see now, let's go, it's working, and this thing is actually blinking green, so it means it's charging, and you're gonna hear the pan. Yes, when it's charging, the pan comes on. That's also one of the question, when does the pan comes on? When it's charging. You see, so far that's the setup, and that's it for the sump pump. Now for the second question, I did mention somewhere in the chat that I'm already using my Ecoflow Delta Max to power my furnace. Initially, I was thinking of using the same setup as my sump pump, but since I already have this one, I decided not to buy it. You know, if this fails, then I'm probably gonna go with that setup. Now, for this purpose, I already modified the plug on my furnace. I had this done by a professional. So if you're going to do this, make sure you consult your local laws, regulations, and then hire a professional. I mean, it's not that difficult to do when I was looking at what the technician did, but I want it done properly and I want it done right. So let me take this off and then put it right here. Okay, and then on the side, turn it on. Not a big pan, not a big pan that you have the panel here and you have the outlets on the other side, but it is what it is. So now I have to come back here and turn this on. So now the AC is on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to turn on the furnace. Okay. Let's try to set it to 25. See if I can get it to turn on. When I unplug the furnace, the thermal protect kicked in, so now it's trying to calibrate. So we'll have to wait until this thing calibrates before I can manually run it. Okay, so let's force this thing to run. I'm gonna put it at 26 and I'm gonna say 2 hours. And sorry, it's hard because there you go. And then let's see if this thing is gonna run. Okay, now we got it calibrated. We're gonna force it to run. I'll put you in 27.5 and let's see if this thing is on. This thing is on. And now it's calling for heat. Alright, I had to wait for a while because the thermal protect kicked in when I unplugged it and I plugged it into the Ecoflow. So it took a while before the furnace actually started, but we can hear it. There you go. I don't know if I could show you. I'm not gonna be able to show you, but definitely this thing is heating up. And now, as you can see, I got about 4 hours. It's currently pulling 500 watts right there. But keep in mind that this furnace is not gonna run continuously for 4 hours. It's gonna cycle, so that 4 hours could well be about 10 hours or even more. This is a 2400 watts, so it's got a lot of juice in this thing. So it's hard to see inside the furnace, so let's look at the vent right here. You can see some cold air in there, and you can see the heat. This is the return. As you can see, the return is very cold and going into the furnace, and it's starting to generate heat, of course. And if you look at here, there you go. Not enough, not yet. 27, but it's rising. This is an old furnace, so as you can see, but you can see clearly the difference between the return. This is the return. There you go, where you have the cold air coming in, 20.5, 20, and then right in the furnace now it's a 30. It's fluctuating, and then there you go. Now, similar to the other Ecoflow that I've shown you, the River Pro, if you want this to work, you need this neutral ground bonding. This thing right here. That's needed by the furnace to actually ignite. So you can keep it there, no issues, not heating up or anything like that. Now going back here, as you can see, it's pulling 592, so it's pulling a higher wattage now. This thing is reduced to 3 hours. But of course that's because I set it up to 28 degrees. Let's see if I change this so to 23, and then let's see how long it will take before it reaches that 23. Now this unit right here, it's about 26, not bad. The temperature not heating up, it's quite a breeze right here from the fan. And then if we go back the furnace, you can see we are now at 32 degrees, and I got about, sorry about that, the light up. ran out of battery. I should have set the time, but I didn't. So right now it's 6:57, and I'm about 5.5 away from the set temperature, which is 93. So we'll wait a bit and see what happens in a few minutes. Okay. I'm kind of hearing the furnace going down a bit. So if I look here, let me see. It's reaching the temperature set. So now it's only drawing about 400, 418, 417 watts. So now here it reached the desired temperature. So this thing is gonna wind down, and if we look here, 421, but that's gonna wind down in a bit. Okay. Look here, 23. Let me see if I can. No, I can feel the heat here. Now the air. I mean, and the furnace turned off because it reached the required temperature. If you look at the side, now we're back to 99 hours. So I'm at about 94%. And there you have it. This is how the Ecoflow Delta Max runs the furnace. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna have to put it back to the grid. So I'm gonna turn up the heat right here. There you go. There you go. I should have done that before, so it didn't engage the thermal protect, but I forgot. So what can I do? And again, this thing is very, very much required. If you want to make this work, you're gonna be needing this little thing right here. That's why I labeled it for power station, so I don't throw it. Because sometimes you see all this stuff and then you realize, what is this thing for? Maybe I don't need it. I would just throw it away. Now I know that I need it for the power station. And once again, thank you for watching. This video is a little bit, all over the place. I didn't plan it. I just saw some of the questions that keep popping up, and I realized, well, why don't I show this today? Okay, here I'm gonna turn this off. I really don't have to charge it right now. It's still at 97%. So yeah, I'll use it for a bit more before I charge it again. And again, thank you for watching. And please don't forget to click that like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when a new video is out. And I will see you on my next one. I love this new toy.